All right. Welcome back, you Inglorious Bastards and Magnificent Bitches. It is I, Doc Camo, and we're back from my thought of the day. And I finally got my mug and my beard cut up. I mean, it had to be done. Let me adjust my seat here. Get my make speech free again shirt because that's what we really got to do. But this whole argument we've been having about police good, police bad, police good, police bad, and it's not as good as either the side likes to make it out to be. But one of the biggest issues that people have been having on the left is qualified immunity. So we're going to actually go over what qualified immunity is, and I'll give my thoughts on police. Some of y'all not going to be happy with what I got to say about that, but it is what it is. And we're going to talk about the president trying to nullify his authority, but he's doing the executive order on gun controls. But we'll talk about his speech about constitutional rights not being absolute. If the constitutional rights is not absolute, you can just do it without the right process in the Constitution, then you nullify your own authority. But that's a different discussion. And we're going to see what kind of randomness is in the news. But anyway, you got to help us out. We've been getting censored. YouTube would keep getting strikes. They said reading the news that this is medical misinformation. No, this is the news. This is boom, certified. But we're going to probably be off YouTube. So the best place to reach us is by going to our website at www.thatsomepoint.squarespace.com. Boom. The link in the description. Join the email list and view our content directly from there. We're doing good on Minds. We just joined Locals, BitChute. These all tech sites. And if you want to become a member, Minds, there's links in most of these places on how to support us if you really want to support us. And that comes with perks that'll be listed on the appropriate website. Leave reviews on the audio platforms. Use your likes. Share us out on things that people don't like, because the censorship's getting out of control, and this is not what it means to be fucking real. So they're saying this is legal, and they're forcing this shit, but it's not. It's just not. But anyways, let's get into this qualified immunity, because this shit's starting to piss me off. So what is qualified immunity? And this is like Cornell law. So just so you're aware, Cornell law. Okay, qualified overview. Qualified immunity is a type of legal immunity. Okay. Qualified immunity balances two important interests: the need to hold public officials accountable when they exercise power irresponsibly, and the need to shield officials from harassment, distraction, and liability when they perform their duties reasonably. Peter versus Cullen. There is no instance where it's reasonable to break the law. That just makes no fucking sense to me. There is no need. If you are performing your duties reasonably, you did not protect the law. And having immunity from the law doesn't protect you from harassment, distraction, that's fucking stupid. That makes no fucking sense. I don't like qualified immunity, and nobody should be immune from anything. If you as a police officer, you're tasked with upholding the law, and you should be held to a higher fucking standard because of it. Specified qualified immunity protects the government officials from lawsuits alleging that the officials violated a plaintiff's rights, only allowing suits where officials violated a clearly established statutory or constitutional right. Right? They do that all the time. They always fucking do that. Yeah, qualified immunity protects a government official from lawsuits alleging that the official violated a plaintiff's rights. There is no reasonable way where somebody violating somebody's fucking rights should be immune. That's the most egregious crime in humanity that should carry the death penalty. It's treason. Okay, only allowing suits where official. Yeah. Oh, it's only allowed. This alleged that the clearly established statutory or constitutional. That makes no sense. You're saying violated a plaintiff's rights, but then you said only where their rights have been violated. That makes no fucking sense. That's weird. When it determined whether or not a right was clearly established, courts consider whether a hypothetical reasonable official would have known that the defendant's conduct violated the plaintiff. That's the plaintiff's rights. That conduct violates the rights. That means it's fucking... Oh my god. This type of shit in our law is the reason why we're fucking trash. It's the reason why they fucking... Nobody's rights can be fucking... They're protected and they keep fucking stealing them one by one. Courts conducted this analysis apply that the law that was enforced at the time of the alleged violation, not the law in effect when the court considers the case. I mean, that's not even apply the law that was... Okay, so it applies the law at the time. I mean, that makes sense, but there's no time where somebody's rights isn't somebody's rights. The law, the time of the law is irrelevant there. Qualified immunity is not immunity from having to pay money damages, but rather immunity from having to go through the cost of a trial at all. No, we have a right to a trial. There's no reason where that is fucking... That in itself is a violation of people's rights. Accordingly, courts must resolve qualified immunity issues as early in a case as possible, preferably before discovery. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. Preferably before discovery, because in discovery you're gonna find more fucking bullcrappy fucking shit than I did. Qualified immunity only applies to suits against government officials as individuals, not suits against the government for damages caused by the official's actions. Although qualified immunity frequently appears in cases involving police officers, it also applies to the most other executive branch. While judges, prosecutors, legislators, and some other government officials do not receive qualified immunity, most are protected by other immunity doctrines. You should not have immunity from the law in violating people's rights at all. Period. And now it's just going to go into, like, where the fucking Supreme Court's fucking talking about it. Officials are entitled to the qualified immunity, which, of course, they're going to give themselves that bullshit. But we're not going to go in each individual case and the decisions. You can read them all, and you can come up to your own mind of what you think qualified immunity is. But there is no rational or ethical reason to be immune from the law, especially when you are the ones upholding the law. And violating people's rights is treason. It's the most unethical and the most egregious violation anybody could do to another person. And there's no reasonable means to which you should have immunity to that. If you can't do your job without violating the law or people's rights, then you shouldn't be doing whatever you're trying to fucking do. I'm just fucking saying. Alright, so moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about the police, because that's what we've been talking about. So, what do I actually feel about the police? Well, I mean, that's a complicated subject. I know a lot of people, especially on the left, they fucking absolutely despise the police because of police doing shitbag things like planting guns and stuff and getting away with violating people's rights. Like no-knock raids, which result in killing people. Like, I don't care if that dude was a criminal. You shouldn't be kicking down somebody's door without a fucking warrant. You've already fucked up. And as far as I'm concerned, that's karma. I mean, you shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. So, like, the state's negligent for that. And then, on the other hand, they don't really talk about this on the news a lot. Cause I got some buddies in the police and stuff, but police save people every fucking day. They do some fucking awesome shit all over the country. So what we're talking about here is an image problem. But the debate is that image problem justified or not justified? I mean, that's a complicated... I think it is justified. Because I think the good cops are bad cops. Because if the good cops are allowing the bad cops to violate the law and the rights because of stupid things like qualified immunity or whatnot, and they're not arresting each other, then the whole system's crooked. If you get and like even some good cops, they enforce some unconstitutional edicts every single fucking day. And if you can get up, put on a badge, and unforce things that violate the United States Constitution, you are not a good person. You are not a bad, like, you are a bad police. You're basically a fucking Nazi. I was just following orders is not an excuse to be a fucking piece of shit. And you are a piece of fucking shit. So if you're not a piece of shit and you're one of those people and you're listening to this and it takes to heart, you might want to take a good long look at what's going on and start unfucking your own image problem. Like, I'm not saying we should get rid of the police, because the police a hell of a lot necessary. They do awesome shit every day. But you have to, you guys demand people like just respect you and whatnot. And like forget your image problem and just go back to the way it was when they just respected you and listened to you and said, you can't fucking do that. We're past that. Your image problem is trash. And since your image is trash, that's your problem. You have to look in within yourself and you have to unfuck that. You need serious community outreach. You can't just demand somebody like adjust that. We're following the same issues that our founding fathers fucking dealt with in different fashions during the American Revolution. Overtaxing, censoring speech, fucking taking down firearms, right? Kicking in doors without a warrant, violations of Fourth Amendment rights. Hell, some might even think putting police in the street when people can fucking protect themselves is quartering troops in their home. That's semantics to me. This is what it is. If you guys truly are, and you truly have everybody's best interest at heart, and you want to serve your community, and you want to have people look at you with that dignity and respect again, then you're going to have to adjust your own image problem. You're going to have to take a good long look at yourself. I mean, that's what I think about fucking police. I think even the good ones are trash because the good ones do nothing about the bad ones. The only police that are not trash are the ones that get fired trying to do the right thing. All of you guys are MVPs. That one cop got fired because he made that unconstitutional speech. The speech about the Constitution on Facebook that went viral, and they tried to tell him to unfuck it, and he told him to fuck you. That dude is a good cop. He should have a badge, and the cop that fired him shouldn't have a badge. You can't just demand people respect you. Respect is earned. It isn't given, it is earned. Your badge doesn't warrant you respect. It warrants you authority. Now, if you want us to respect that authority, you have to earn that respect. I don't understand why people don't understand that. That's my thoughts on the police. I have police friends, people I served with that are police now. They have my respect. They've earned it. You can too. You're just lazy and you don't want to. And if you don't want to, if you violate the law or people's rights for convenience to do your job, you're a piece of crap. You've committed treason, and you should probably have a military tribunal for that treason. You should be held accountable for that. I was just following orders wasn't good enough when it came to the Nazis, and it's not good enough when it comes to you. People's rights are people's rights. If you can't do it without violating people's rights, then you can't fucking do it. Period. It's a time when you have to put your goddamn foot down. And you gotta reach down deep and grab your balls. Or your ovaries. And human the fuck up. Because these are our basic human rights. Qualified immunity, trash. We just went over why it's trash. The institution, not people in the police force, because they might not even have considered what I'm talking about. And while thinking about they can always unfuck themselves and do the right thing. But the institution of law enforcement in the United States of America, the left is right. It is fucking trash.